Thanks for joining me again today. We will be discussing a subject which I think you would find very interesting. It is an age-old subject, but yet always eternally relevant. And of course, I am talking about the subject of parenting. Parenting. You see, today I would suggest that the whole culture of parenting has come under great stress. I am not suggesting that there are not times when, or there have not been times in the past when, for other generations, parenting has been a very difficult, often heart-rending proposition. It is never easy in any generation to carry out this very important task. And today is no less, but I say particularly today, because there are some unique stress points in the home that parents have to undergo within the context of the society in which we find ourselves and the times in which we live and the peculiarities of many of the problems that confront parents. It might not have been in other generations, but each generation of parenting has its own unique set of problems, joys, and all that goes with it. But today, I just want to make a few general observations. I'm not really interested in a philosophical discussion one way or the other about parenting. And in a sense, I'm calling from my own experience as a parent. I've been a parent for almost 40 years now. My children will be howling, "Oh, Daddy, you're telling everybody your age." And having dealt with parents as a family therapist over these years, there are a number of things that I have seen and that, in a sense, have provoked this discussion today. I think I have a set of experiences that I can bring to bear to help us to perhaps understand the importance of this task that is assigned to adults of being parents. And so what I want to do is to be very practical and to say a number of things, and hopefully they will be taken in the vein in which they are suggested, not to be judgmental, not to unnecessarily be chastising, because that is not my job. It's not my remit to do that, but just to share a few general observations. And one of the first observations I would like to share is that children do not just happen. In other words, you do not just become a parent for the sake of being a parent. The children are born within the context of a controlled environment called a home. And we can have all kinds of definitions of what that home is and how it is characterized, how it is set up, what happens inside that home. That is not my concern here right now. What I'm concerned about is that once a man and a woman come together and biologically express themselves sexually, the possibility of a child being born exists. And I say that recognizing that there are parents in today's modern world, especially with the strides that have been made in the homosexual, in the LGBT community, where people now become parents, not because of any biological union between a male and a female in copulation and producing a child, but because they are now parents by adopting children. And in some jurisdictions where same-sex marriages are allowed, there is also this strong situation where couples, married couples, are allowed to have children. I am not here again to cast any kind of judgment on whether that is right or wrong. And I want to be quite clear about that. It is what it is. It is the stage at which society has reached to come to that kind of understanding. I may have my views from born of a religious experience, but I am not here to make judgment that that is right or wrong. All I am saying is that there are parents today who do not fit into the traditional way of a male and female coming together, having a child, and being declared a parent. So just to clarify, that parenting is a situation in which a child becomes part of a family, becomes a part of the companionship between the male and the female in their union with each other. And talking about union, another clarification, because there are those who will argue that they have children inside or outside of wedlock, inside or outside of marriage. And nowadays, again, not making any judgment, people are having children without the blessing of the church in terms of a union or a marriage. And there are those who will argue that that is wrong. I don't think it is, that kind of argument is so sustainable nowadays. But the important thing to bear in mind is when children are born within that context of marriage, in my view, that it presents a more stable environment in which those children can live or anticipate or expect a more happy way of growing up into hopefully productive adults. We're going to take a break here, and then when we return, we will continue with the discussion and to see how all of this fits in with the whole idea of the uniqueness of each home in terms of what it pours into the life of that child. So see you shortly.